Chin up, babe, tomorrow's a new year, little darling. Old Lane Sign and all the other cheers. In the moment feels just like you're here, little darling. Write your resolutions without fear, or leave them on the floor. Go and open a new door. Just keep blindly facing forward. Sun's the hottest at its core, and I warned you I get bored. There's too much to be explored, things that we cannot ignore. Drop the ball and be restored. Chin up, babe, tomorrow's a new year, little darling. Old Lane Sign and all the other cheers. Hello, friends, and welcome to my monthly vlogs. I'm gonna try to start doing monthly vlogs or bi-weekly. I'm not really sure yet. I'm just gonna kind of roll with it. Depending on how much footage I take probably each month will probably determine how often I publish a vlog. But I really enjoyed doing vlogmas, and I kind of want to do more of that style of video. Just recording more of life around our home with the kids. I really enjoyed taking like random video of like the weather, of the garden, even though my garden isn't doing anything at the moment. Throughout the year it will be doing things, so I just kind of want to start doing that. So yeah, that's what this is. We will see if I actually stick with doing it once a month, but you know, that's part of doing something new. You never know where it's gonna take you. But yeah, today is January 5th. I did a lot of work and house cleaning today. I poured some resin. I did 2 separate pours of resin. I cleaned my house, went through Christmas packaging, and then ended up going through all of my gift bags, and then took a trip to the thrift store and made a donation of a bunch of things we had gone through. Yeah, and then I've done some knitting. I recorded a projects video, which you probably will have already seen at this point. But yeah, a lot of things I did today. I also have already edited that video. I'm going to hopefully upload tonight, and last time I tried to upload a video, it took 2 days and 4 tries. So hopefully it doesn't take quite as long this time. But I'm trying. We're having just simple like pasta with marinara sauce tonight for dinner, and I have this serious craving for some bread, and I was like, oh, I should do like a quick breadstick, but all of them still take like an hour, and I need to have dinner ready within a half an hour, so that's not gonna happen. So I also started a sourdough starter. I was sent like a little starter kit thingy from a friend. I've always wanted to do sourdough because I really like sourdough, and I guess it's better for people who have gluten intolerances. And I have a tiny little intolerance. Every now and then I get some gut pain. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and do this because this will be really great. Holy crap. I did not realize how involved sourdough making is. All of it. Feeding it, I didn't realize you had to feed it like daily. It's still in its beginning stages. I did some reading today and realized I threw it in my fridge too early. So I've pulled it back out and I've fed it, and I'm hoping I can revive it. It's a little sad looking, so, and it's also, I guess I didn't use bread flour, which I guess is fine, but you're supposed to use more regular flour if you're not using bread flour, and I didn't do that, so it's a little bit watery, so I added some more flour in, and it's bubbling and doing all sorts of things that it's supposed to be doing now, so we'll see. It's sitting on the counter. I figure I'll leave it on the counter for a few days, see if I can revive this sourdough starter. It already seems to be happier, so we'll see. But I'm not sure about the bread making part of it either, because it's like folding every like hour or so. It seems very involved, and I don't know about that. I did find a blog. It's like she had done a post on the Lazy Girl sourdough, and she's got a whole bunch of recommendations for recipes that are like really, really easy. And then she just says that she even like just throws sourdough starter in recipes that don't call for sourdough starter. So I might do that with my no-knead artisan loaf, because I love my no-knead bread. It's literally, it's flour, water, salt. I mix it, oh, and yeast. I mix it. I leave it in the bowl for 5 hours until it's doubled in size. I put it in my Dutch oven, throw it in the oven for an hour, pull it out, and I have a beautiful loaf of bread. No fuss. No fuss. So if she's saying she just throws it in there in other recipes and then just drops the amount of water she puts in, I might try doing that with my no-knead recipe and see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, I hear sourdough can be finicky anyway, so let's try doing that first before putting tons of hours into a loaf of bread, because I don't have that type of time or patience, and let's be real, I'll probably forget about it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm reviving a sourdough starter. We'll see how that goes. I now realize why it's something that people did a lot during COVID lockdown, because it's gave them something to do, and here I have no time for extra something to do's, and I've started a sourdough starter. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. We'll see by the end of January if I still have this sourdough starter or not, or if I've passed it along to somebody else. Yeah, so I'm going to go get dinner going. The goal is tonight to maybe just listen to my book and knit on a sweater that I'm loving to death. I also am, I think, going to pull out some yarn for a sweater I'm going to be test knitting. There was a possibility of doing some sponsored yarn, but I realized after looking at some of the yarn, I was kind of like, I really actually like what I have in my stash, and it was also held double with a mohair, and I can't wear mohair. I break out like instantly. I get like all sorts of like hives and weird red patches when I wear mohair, so I was like, I don't react well to the mohair, and she said I could pick something different, but you know what? I like what I have, and I'm gonna be content with that and not take yarn for the sake of just taking yarn. So I am excited to start this new test knit, so I might pull out the yarn for that. I've already swatched, but I think I want to pull it all out just to make sure I have the right yardage. I'm pretty sure I have the right yardage. I'm pretty sure I have way more than enough, but just check, just in case. You never know. So yeah, go make dinner. I'm gonna go chill, listen to my book, and knit. Yeah, we will see you who knows whenever I decide to record again this month. Hello friends, it is January 6th, and today is boring. Oh my goodness. I was planning on doing some work stuff. I got a little bit of resin poured for my mini restock, and then I've been helping the kids with their homework all day. And then my parents did stop by for a little bit, and then back to helping the kids with their homework. I did make banana bread for myself. I overbaked it a touch. Hair dry, darn it. But I cast on a new project. I'm testing the Harlow sweater v-neck version by Sabina. She's known as Kadri, so I'm very excited about it. I have the yarn here. I am using Holst Garn, the Tides base, which is 70% wool and 30% silk. And I'm using the sand colorway. It's kind of hard to see. And then I'm holding it double with Hobie's Alpaca Blaze. I don't know what color. It's like white or ivory or natural or something like that. It's not like the snowy white. It's like the next step. But yeah, this one is, I think, alpaca, wool, and acrylic. So yeah, it's soft. Not the softest alpaca I've ever felt in the world, but that's probably because of the acrylic in there. But I knit my swatch. I got gauge. I started this swatch actually with this texture stitch a while ago, so I just continued on with the stockinette. Because and you're looking at that saying, that's not a swatch. Yes, it is, people. It is, because my gauge is going to change from this to the sweater anyways. It's not going to matter. I'm going to get started with the sweater, check my gauge, and that will be my gauge swatch. But I wanted a good idea, a rough idea of if the needle size and the yarn were going to work. They do. So, and this is blocked. I blocked it. I blocked a swatch. I don't think I've ever done that. Don't think I've ever done it. But with this yarn, it's soft without being blocked, but I can feel like this slight, like maybe it's the spinning oil or something. There's just a slight coarseness to it. And then of course I know that this yarn is gonna bloom when blocked, so it was not as like dense and nice as this fabric was until I blocked it. So I am excited about it. I got the right stitch count. I don't really worry too much about row count. I'm more worried about stitch count. So I got the right stitches with the needle size recommended. We will see. I put this yarn, my little swatch, I tucked it in my shirt and tucked it under my bra and wore it around for a while just to make sure I wasn't gonna have any issues with it, because I have issues with mohair. I've tried several different types of mohair and I break out. So I don't know if it's intolerance or an allergy or whatever, but it makes me break out like crazy. So can't do mohair, so I'm doing this, and I just want to make sure that this doesn't itch. Like, I know I don't have a problem with alpaca because I have a full cardigan in alpaca, but I wanted to make sure this specific one I didn't have any problems with, and I don't. So I'm starting that today. Just probably not going to do a whole bunch on it. I have done a bit of progress since I've had to sit with my kids quite a while again today doing homework. I've made a little bit of progress on my sweater, which I have affectionately now called the Simba sweater, because I just feel like this is like Simba. It looks like Simba's mane to me, and it makes me happy because I love the Lion King. So this is the Simba sweater. It's not a pattern I'm releasing or anything. It's just a self-drafted raglan sweater. I like to name all my sweaters because I am a weirdo, and especially when I'm drafting them, I like to have like a point of reference in my head, like as a name, versus like just saying, oh, that like brown fluffy sweater that I made that's like kind of cinnamony colored with this yarn. I can just say the Simba sweater and I know exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm very excited about it. I'm making good progress on it. I really want to wear this one. So yeah, I mean, I'm probably 2/3 of the way there, done with the body. So I just need to like knit a third more of the body, then do the ribbing, and then cast on for the sleeves, or pick up for the sleeves. So yay. But anyways, I'm going to, now the kids have just gone in for quiet time, I'm gonna do a little bit of straightening up so I can sit and maybe relax. I kind of want to record a going through my stash video because I need to go through my stash so bad. I've got a lot of random scraps and things have just been shoved and I need to clean it. So I've been wanting to do that, and I think today might be the only day I have because next week is busy And then the week after that, I have my nephews here all week, and I know I'm not going to be recording that week. So yeah, I think I might do that. Straighten up, record a video, and then sit and relax. So anyways, we will chat with you later. Friends, how are you doing today? It is Friday the 13th. I'm not superstitious at all, but I am a little stitious. Okay, sorry, that was really bad. Office fans will get it. So today my mother-in-law took the kids. This week has been a weird week. Monday the kids had a dentist appointment, and then we were gone the other part of the day at my sister's house, and then Tuesday I had my nephews all day. Wednesday morning my sister picked up the kids and took them overnight, and then Thursday went and picked up the kids and hung out at my sister's for a little bit, and then today I woke up and realized, shoot, my kids are supposed to go to my mother-in-law's. Usually she takes them on a Wednesday or Thursday, but because my sister had the kids, she didn't take them. So yeah, and because of that, we're gonna have to play a little bit of catch up on school. They did a couple days in one day on Tuesday, but yeah, they're coming home a little bit earlier than they normally do today, so they'll have to squeeze in some homework today. So I hate catch-up days, but they're home all next week, so they'll probably do a few days each day next week, which is fine. It's just more work. But I mean, if you can make it up and have a week of fun and going places and doing things, why not, right? But right now I'm cleaning. I cleaned up my kitchen, got that all nice, and then I prepped a page for painting. I have a restock, just like a mini winter restock happening tonight, so I just took photos for that, and I'm gonna have to edit and put them all on my website, which is like my least favorite thing ever. I really hate doing that so much, but you know. And I have not had like any time to knit the last few days. I've done a little bit in the evenings and that's it. I have my test knit for Kadri that I'm supposed to be working on, and I just have not been able to pick it up. So I'm hopeful that this weekend I can get some done. Tomorrow is my nephew's birthday party, which I'll bring that along with me and maybe knit out there. And then Sunday we have church, and usually I knit during church. So I will hopefully get a good chunk done then. And then afterwards we're going to my mother and father-in-law's for lunch, and we're planning a family trip, so hopefully while I'm there I can work on it. So I'm hopeful that this weekend holds lots of knitting. And normally we have youth group on Friday nights, but there was only going to be one kid showing up because a whole bunch of them were working or had a sports thing. So I was like, well, sorry guys, we're just gonna have to cancel then. So we canceled, which means we're probably just gonna sit and watch some movies. So hopefully knitting will start this evening and just go all through the weekend. Maybe, I hope so. also some painting time. I'm really hopeful that when I get home with the kiddos, I can sit and paint for a little bit and at least start this new painting that I really want to do. I'm really excited about it. I'll share it with you later when I get going, but yeah. I'm gonna go clean up the coffee table because my coffee table is covered in all the work things. I'm gonna clear all that stuff off and then pull out my laptop and get going on that stuff before the kids get home. So anyways, I'm sure I will talk to you later today. Hi, friends. Don't I look beautiful? I'm so tired and it is starting to seriously show. Oh my goodness. I've got bags under my eyes and I'm breaking out and oh my word. Oh, I'm tired. I have my nephews this week. I don't know if I've mentioned or not already. I don't know. I'm too tired to remember. But I got them 5 a.m. on Monday. and then they're gonna leave 11-ish p.m. on Friday, which is tomorrow. Yeah, it's been a week. It's been a week. They've been pretty good though. Like, days are pretty okay. I'm just a little bored and tired of catering to baby. Needless to say, I'm very happy with our choice to not have any more kids. I think I'm good with the 3 and not having to go back to baby stages anymore. Yeah, babies are a lot of work. Especially, I feel like it's a little bit more work too when it's not your own kid, because your kid, like this kid, isn't used to my routines, and I don't have a schedule with, like, I haven't, like, built a schedule with him. I'm, like, having to work around his schedule. Which, I mean, that's kind of how babies work anyways, but, you know, we're not used to each other's schedules. Like, I see him, I have him all day, once a week, normally, but once a week is a little different from 5 days in a row. But yeah, first night was rough. We got, like, no sleep. I think I got 2 hours and 15 minutes was something like that, my Fitbit said. And then, yeah, I've been hovering around 3.5 hours the last couple of nights. Because I don't fall asleep super easily once I'm awake, especially when I get up awake. Like, I'm not, like, just wake up and laying in bed. Like, I wake up and then I have to get out of bed, go make a bottle, change a baby's diaper and stuff. And then I get back into bed and I'm like, and now I'm wide awake. So then I'm bored, and then usually I grab my phone, which, you know, is not probably the best idea in the world, but I'm bored. So yeah. But tomorrow my mom is taking the boys for the day, and then she'll bring them back in the evening, and then my sister and brother-in-law will come pick them up, and yeah. And then Friday night I'll get to sleep through the night, hopefully. But yeah, I did some painting with them today, which was kind of fun. I broke out some canvases and my paints, which was cute. I even wrapped a canvas up in saran wrap with some paint underneath it and let the baby go to town smashing on it. And it was really cute. Yeah, I need to clean my house though now. It's quite the mess. I mean, it's not as bad as it was earlier. The floor was also covered in toys. I started to clean up the toys, but I also now need to clean up the paint mess because I didn't do that. I need to clean up that. So I need to clean so I can make dinner, so I can then clean again, and then hopefully the baby goes to sleep okay and I can knit. He's gone to sleep pretty good the last 2 nights. He did wake up once last night before I had gone to bed screaming, but he fell right back asleep, which was good. So hoping that can happen again today, because I've been making some good progress on my Harlow V-neck sweater by Kadri. I'm test knitting it, and I just joined in the round last night, and today last night after I joined in the round, I just knit until I finished up a ball of yarn, and now that I have to start a new ball, I decided to pick up the neckline and do that before I start doing the body, because necklines are no fun, and it's 2x2 rib folded in a V-neck shape, which I haven't done before, and I kind of want to do that now so that I can just do stockinette around and around and around. And then I also have been working on my, what's it called, watch cap hat by Pearl Soho. I am knitting that out of Drops yarn, which I'm really enjoying. I'm calling it my Lorelei hat because it's just this blue that reminds me of Lorelei Gilmore. So yeah, I've got my Lorelei hat, and then that, and then I have my rusty brown sweater that I'm working on too. I haven't touched that in a couple of days because I'm trying to work on that test knit and get that done. But making good progress on everything. I mean, when I finally get baby set down, I just don't have energy to do anything else. So I've been knitting, which is good. So anyways, I'm gonna go clean now. Stop talking like crazy because I'm bored and I'm lonely, and I just like by the end of the day, even talking to my husband is exhausting, so I haven't been talking even much to him. So I was like, I'm going to talk now to you guys while I have energy. But I now hear a baby fussing. He's in like a little walker over there with the kiddos who are, yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna get to all the things. It is January 26th, something like that. What is today? Today's January 24th. Apparently I'm just jumping ahead days. Oh man. I have caught my children's cold. They had a cold over the weekend. Like we had to stay home from church. We canceled plans that we had for today. I had to call my dentist today because obviously I have a sore throat. I don't have anything else, it's just a sore throat. I'm a little bit tired. I had to call my dentist because I have a dentist appointment tomorrow. I was like, I have a sore throat. And they're like, you know what? It's fine. We all wear masks. Come in, let's get your teeth done. So thankfully I don't have to cancel my dental appointment. They've been fully warned that I have a head cold. They just told me, like, as long as you don't have COVID or a fever, which I don't, we're good. So thankfully I can still go get my teeth cleaned because they need to be done and I need to be fitted for a new mouth guard. So yeah, but I just can't believe how many freaking sicknesses we've had this winter. It's so bad. And I know it's bad for everybody. Like, everybody has got, like, all the colds, all the fevers. We've had every cold under the sun. We've had COVID. We've had regular head colds. We've had the RSV. We've think at one point we had the full-blown, we've had it all. So just one more head cold to top it off. It's fine. Also, my hair's driving me bonkers. I desperately need a haircut. I just don't know. My sister's maybe going to trim up part of it, but I think it just needs to be cut. I just need to suck it up and go see a different hairstylist until mine is back from maternity leave. But yeah. Anyways, I want to show you some of my knitting. I've been working on my Simba sweater a tiny bit, not a lot. I kind of set it aside because I'm working on my test knit. But tonight I put on a couple of a few rounds just because I'm at the point in my Harlow sweater where I need to split the bottom hem and start ribbing, and my hands are starting to hurt, and purling really makes my hands hurt, so I put this aside for now to give my hands a little break. But I have finished with the body. I had paused knitting the body so I could knit the neckline, and now I'm just ready to do the split hem and do the 2x2 rib on it, and I think it's gonna be amazing. I'm really liking this yarn. I will say I'm very much looking forward to blocking this because my stitches are very uneven. Normally my stitches are really even because I'm a tight knitter, but this yarn for some reason is all loosey-goosey and all over the place. Like, look at how uneven those are. Like, what the heck? Even look at my short rows are usually really good, but look at the other side's worse. I think that side's bad. Ready? Look at how bad that is. I'm really, really hoping that that's gonna block out. I'm gonna really work on floofing that. Hope that works out. And I've also done some knitting on my watch cap hat. Ooh, colors are showing up weird on here. It's a really pretty blue. I love this blue. Not my normal go-to colors, but it was just calling to me. I really wanted to do something different. And I mean, I have a few sweaters that I'm wanting to knit in like whites and creams, and then I have, this is a color to me. Like this brown even is a bit of a color, which is showing up like oddly slightly greeny yellow on the screen. It's a pretty true cinnamon, an orangey cinnamon. But yeah, I just wanted to pop in, say hello. Last week, I don't remember if I've popped in since my nephews have left, but last week I had my nephews all week. That was a week. Oh my goodness, I was very busy keeping up with little ones. I didn't get a whole lot of time to knit, but we got a little bit of time in here and there. But yeah, they went home and then we caught a cold. So I was stuck home all last week because I had the extra kids and was just like, the idea of going out with 5 kids just like stressed me out too much. Plus like homeschooling and all that other stuff. I didn't really have time to haul all the kids out to go do like a short little thing. So I was trapped at home a lot. And now here we are with a cold. So, but at least I get to get out tomorrow for a little bit to go to the dentist. Yay. But then I'm going to come back home. I have a bunch of sheep stitch markers that I need to sand down for my seconds sale. I have everything else ready for my second sale in February. All my buttons have been paired up. All the stitch markers have been paired up except for the sheep. Because they still need to be sanded and have findings put on. So I need to do that this week too. And then I'll have to show it later. I'm really excited to share. I want to share with somebody, so I figured maybe I'll do that in one of my vlogs. Maybe I'll save it for next month because we are still a ways out. But I have a 90s collection I'm planning for April, like the week of my birthday, and I'm really excited about this one. The thing is I'm super excited about it, but I'm not really sure anybody else is gonna like it the same way I do. We'll see. I can never tell what people are gonna like there's times I think, nobody's gonna like this, and everybody loves it and it sells out super fast, and there's other times I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing thing, everyone's going to love this, and then nobody buys it. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna make some test ones and kind of gauge people's feedback and kind of gauge from there, but yeah. Anyways, and that's it. I'm gonna go to bed. I, again, just wanted to pop in and say hello, and was feeling a little chatty. My husband had gone to bed already, so yeah. I'm gonna go get some rest and hopefully sleep this cold away. Hello, it is January 25th. Hell, I'm recording 2 days in a row. What the heck? But I feel much better today. I don't know if that little sore throat yesterday was complete and utter fluke or what, but I feel amazing today, which is great. So I went to the dentist. I cavity free, which is great. I have very tight teeth, so almost every time I go to the dentist I end up with a cavity or two, just because I can't adequately like get in between my teeth. But I did have imaging done for Invisalign, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. They sent off the images to Invisalign today, and then in I think a couple weeks, she said, they'll give me a call with the final, like what the cost would be and like how many trays I would need, etc. So we'll see. We're pretty sure I'm gonna do it just because it's gonna help with my overall oral health, because I have pretty crappy oral health. I just got bad genetics, and then like I can brush and floss like every single day and eat really healthy, and my husband can eat like garbage and like not floss his teeth and have no cavities, and I end up with a million. It's so frustrating. But the dentist thinks that straightening out my teeth will really help with not getting as many cavities, and then I grind really bad, so hopefully, like, I mean, I wear a mouth guard at night and stuff, but hopefully straightening them up will put a little less pressure on my mouth, because things will be even instead of so cockeyed and weird. But yeah, so we'll see. I'm not looking forward to the cost of that. I'm gonna hopefully be able to pay for my Invisalign with my business. That'll be kind of cool. So, but we'll see how things go this year. You never know, right? And then I went out and did some gardening today. It's still really cold here, so I was bundled up in a sweater and my winter coat, but we still had a bunch of leaves on the ground in the front yard. And then after they did the siding around our house, like, they had a whole bunch of stuff pulled away from the house, so I went out and fixed all the rockery in the garden and just pulled out some weeds, because technically it's warming up here even though it's January. So I had a bunch of weeds coming up along with my tulips and daffodils, so I pulled out some buttercups and dandelions and other things that I don't know the name of, but got all those pulled out. And then I'm over here dreaming about new edging for my front garden, because we did the siding on our house. My floppy crooked brick looks really bad now, so I was looking on the Lowe's website, and they have like edging pavers. So for the amount I'd need, it's about $67, which is not too terribly bad. So I'll probably order those in the next few weeks to edge that out before my grass really gets growing and the plants start to grow. That way it can kind of be established and the grass can grow back up to it nicely. So yeah, but I'm tired now. It's been a going type day. Even when I've sat down, I've felt a little bit restless. And my kids are wired today. I don't know what the heck. They won't be quiet. I've had to remind them to be quiet like a million times. Your dad's working, shh! And it's right back to being noisy. Lincoln is the big culprit. Also, we've started potty training. I don't know if I mentioned that or not yesterday or the day before or any of the days, but we started potty training. Today it's not been going as well. We've had multiple incidents. Thankfully, we're just in pull-up right now until he gets used to going in the toilet and figuring out like how that works. Once that happens, then we'll throw him in some underwear. Because I found with my other two kids, they really didn't like peeing when they like were in their underwear. Sorry if that's too much information, but it's part of being a mom. Mom life. So yeah, once he gets the toilet figured out and how to wash his hands and pull up his pants again, like once he gets all that figured out, we'll throw the undies in the mix. I hate potty training. I hate potty training so much. Ugh. I like the end result, the not having to change diapers thing, but the potty training part I'm not a fan of. So yeah. But what time is it? Almost 6. Okay. I have to get dinner going. We're gonna have one of my favorite like cozy meals. We're gonna have tater tot casserole. Probably shouldn't be eating that because it's got a lot of dairy in it, and I've been trying to avoid sugar and dairy. And I've been pretty good about the sugar part. It's the dairy part that gets me. But the dairy, like, I love a good cheesy, yummy, warm tater tot casserole. So that's what we're having for dinner tonight. So yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit more work. I just had to figure out on my website how to add PayPal back on, because for some reason PayPal disconnected, and I thought it was kind of weird. The last couple of updates I've had, I had no PayPal orders. I was like, oh, it's weird, nobody used PayPal. Which, I mean, is fine, but I just thought it was kind of weird because I feel like PayPal is usually faster for checking out, so I thought it was odd. And then I realized why. Nobody had used it because it wasn't connected. So just got that reconnected, and then there's some other stuff I have to figure out on my website, but yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go do that and then go make dinner. Voice. So yesterday I had my sister and a friend over, my brother-in-law, and I had a slight tickle in my throat around when they showed up. I knowingly ate something weird, and scratched my throat. So I had this tickle in my throat, and then I talked non-stop for a few hours. So so I blew out my voice, which I kind of do quite often. It's kind of annoying, actually. I used to do it way more often back when I used to do sports photography of for young kids and stuff. And ironically, I would have to yell a lot to like get everybody's attention, but it normally wasn't the children. It was usually the parents and the coaches that I had to yell over. And I would blow out my voice all the time, and I'd have to like clap my hands and like be like, hey, y'all need to shut up and let me talk so I can take pictures of your children. So thankfully I don't have to do that anymore, but like now, like it's annoying with children because it's like I can't get their attention. They're so much louder than me. But we were supposed to have youth group tonight, but every single kid last minute had something come up, and none of them, well, correction, there was like one, maybe two of them that could show up, and we're just kind of like, well, let's just go ahead and cancel tonight. So I ended up with some free time that I wasn't anticipating. So I am working on a painting, which I'll turn the camera around in a second and show you. It's not very good right now. It's not a whole lot to show. And then I'm going to do some knitting as soon as Josh is done with work. I'm just going to go plop my butt down on the couch. We don't normally eat a normal dinner on Fridays either because of the youth group. Usually my children eat a meal, and then because my husband does get like off of work until like youth group starts, so he like gets off of work, we do youth group, and then we don't eat until like almost 10 o'clock at night on Fridays. So I didn't plan a meal for today because, well, kids eat their own little meal, and then I make something for the two of us, like we snack or whatever. So we're still gonna kind of do the same thing. The kids are just gonna have their own little thing, and then I'm just gonna figure something out for my husband and I. I have some like Costco udon noodles that I might do, and I have some stir-fry veggies, so I might do a little stir-fry for the two of us. But yeah, I'm excited to do some knitting. I'm almost done with the front hemline on my Harlow sweater. I just have like maybe 3 more rows to do, and then I'm going to bind off and then pick up the back side of the Harlow sweater and then do the ribbing for that. That one's going to take me a touch longer because I want the back side longer. I don't know if it's actually written that way in the pattern or not. I'm testing. I probably should read to make sure, but I'm going to make my back side longer because I like the back ribbing longer on a split hem. So yeah, I'm excited to knit on that tonight, but let me show you what I'm working on. So here's the start of it. I am going off of a photo on Unsplash, which is like a free stock photo website. So this is, ooh, that's very blue showing up on my screen. So there's the photo I'm working off of. It's got some pretty flowers, and it's like film, so I plan to do that film coloring here and like adding that like film texture in. At least that's the plan. We'll see how it turns out. It may end up just smudging and being a hot mess because when you paint on top of gouache, if you're doing like a waterier base, it reactivates the previous like layers. So like that lens flare thing there, the like film burn or whatever you call it, is like slightly translucent. So to get that effect I would need to add more water, but the more water I add, the higher a chance I have of reactivating the underpaint. So we'll see how it goes. I hope it turns out, but I'm going to, once I remove the tape, I'm going to add a couple of flowers coming off the edges, I think. I don't know. We'll see once I get to the end, but yeah. That's it for now. I'm going to work on this now that seems like the layer I just painted is dry, so I'll add the next layer in.
Radio up and the blinds pulled down. You love it when nobody's around. I wanna call out round town, but you bite my lip, don't make a sound. I'll be damned if I'm leaving without you. So give me a minute to catch my breath. Take what's yours, I'll take what's left. I'm used to coming up second best, always fail to pass the test. I'll be damned